Welcome back. Finishing the day with Dennis Staginnus. He is a local author, but also a local teacher who just happens to not work on Wednesdays. Welcome back to the show.
Thank you. Yeah. Thanks for having me.
Yeah. Where do you teach, by the way?
I'm the librarian at Kamloops School of the Arts and McGowan Park Elementary.
Good for you. Do you go in between schools?
I do.
You're busy.
I am.
Good. So you take Wednesdays off to write?
I do.
Yeah.
To write and to do some skiing. Yeah.
Good for you. Yeah. So more writing right now since the snow's melting.
Exactly.
Although you could ski on the Coke today, I think, with the weather the way it is.
That's all right.
Okay, so let's get back to the topic here. We are talking about your books. You have a series of 3, and you've just released the second one. It's been published.
This is the second book, The Emerald Dagger, and it came out in December of 2016.
Mm-hmm. Looks good.
Yeah, I like it.
And is this the second one?
This is the second book. Yeah. And it follows our heroes, Grail and Sarah. It starts off right where the first book ended. And now the 2 heroes are in Istanbul looking for a Viking runestone that will lead them to the Eye of Odin, which is an artifact, a powerful artifact that gives its owner the power to see into the past, present, and future.
So this is sort of a trilogy sci-fi series,
This is actually 5 books.
It's 5.
But now it's going to be 6 because I'm coming out with a prequel called The Raiders of Folklore Adventures, which is 4, there it is too. It's 4 short stories or novellas about the characters before they got together in the Eye of Odin.
That's awesome. Yeah. So where did you get the idea for all of this? We've got like 3 or 4 minutes to talk about it. How did this all start for you, and how do you find the continuation of the inspiration for each book? It
started back in 2008. I think I mentioned this last time I was on the show, but the Indiana Jones 4 movie came out, and I was pretty disappointed. And leaving the movie theater, I thought, wouldn't it be nice to write your own story and be in control of what happens to these characters and make sure that it isn't a disaster like the movie was? That's what I think anyway.
Fair enough. And so who are these a good demographic for?
I've had kids as young as grade 4 read them and enjoyed them. I say 10, 11-year-olds and up. I've had adults who come up and say, this can be an adult novel as well, just because of the adventure and the pacing and so on and so forth.
Fantastic. Do you ever have writer's block?
I do once in a while. I try not to. When I have writer's block, I pick up a book, start reading, and as I'm reading, usually thoughts come up as to what I can do in order to break the writer's block.
Right. Yeah. And so for every book, did they go to a different continent? Is there like a different discovery?
It kind of turns out that way. At first, it was the first book is partly based in Vancouver before they go to Norway, and now they are going to Turkey, to Istanbul, and I have a big clue at the end of the second book where they're going to end up as well.
Nice. And do you put it as a little bit of a cliffhanger, like at the end of a season?
There's lots of cliffhangers. Some kids, when I go and have talks in classrooms and at schools, some kids ask, do you always end every chapter with a cliffhanger? Most of the time I like to. Keeps them reading.
It keeps them reading, absolutely. So you had a book signing at Chapters. We were hoping to get you on Midday before that. Didn't work out. How did the signing go?
The signing went well, considering the fantastic weather, it being May-long weekend, and a huge soccer tournament. We still had a fairly great turnout, and Chapters, they just do a fantastic job at highlighting local authors.
They really do.
They do a fantastic job.
Yeah, they have book signings quite often, several a month, I would say, and it's a great opportunity for local authors to get some exposure and get in there and meet people. So when can we expect the next one out?
So the third book, the prequel, so I don't, people get confused when I say the third book. The prequel's coming out in October. I ran a Kickstarter campaign, a successful Kickstarter campaign that funded the third book, so it's coming in October.
Good for you.
And then the book 3, which is not the prequel, but the third book, that's coming out next year, 2018, in October.
Okay. All right. Well, good for you. Anything else you want to mention? Where can people get your books besides Chapters?
They can get it at Chapters. You can get it online at Amazon, and you can get it as an ebook on your Kobo or Kindle.
Right.
Just look for it online. You can also, there's my website, go to DennisStaginnus.com, and I've got links there where you can get the book as well.
Fantastic. All right, Dennis, you know what? Continue good luck with your writing, and we'll look forward to the next one. I'm sure you'll come back and appear again.
I will.
For the prequel.
For the prequel.
And then book 3.
Sounds good.
Okay, Dennis. We'll take a quick break. We'll be right back. Stay with us.